We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JKWD podcast. Hope you're doing awesome. Kelvin, what's going on, man?
I'm doing okay, Mr. Shearer. It's bright and sunny here in sunny Syracuse, New York. And warm and beautiful. I got nothing to add to that.
Hey, it is the same here in sunny, beautiful Savannah. I'm sure it's probably a little warmer here than it is there, but that's the way it goes, and I will take June, July, August heat in Savannah over what Syracuse has to offer in December, January, and February.
And March and April. I just thought I'd help you out. Sometimes May. Oh, yes, indeedy.
Yeah, we did have a fairly hot May here, too, but that's okay because, sweating is not a bad thing.
Well, I just remember that year I came up, and I keep thinking that May temperatures get warmer here, but obviously, it's
but that's
having babies. They don't remember what it felt like the first time, so they just do it again. So I'm still here, but I remember leaving Syracuse, and it was to come visit you, and it was 43 degrees here. And when I got off the plane in Savannah, it was 93, and that was a really wonderful day.
And when did you come? That first time you came in? Did you come in autumn?
Mid-May.
It was May, okay.
The first time was May, yeah. Yeah, and it was like crazy. So
yeah, it's about
Last
right.
time I came in October, and it was still hot. So, but life's good, and I enjoyed it, and it's just an easygoing place to live for the experience I got there. So I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
How about you? How you doing?
Hey, things are great here. Nothing to complain about. Nothing really going on, which is probably a good thing.
Hey.
Baby is 6 months old last week, and it's strange how time works when you get older. Days seem like they're so long, but the months go by really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, there's something you suffer with because getting older, in my opinion, is a good thing in most cases.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's like I feel like some weeks we talk every 10 minutes. Even though it's like Friday morning. Like, oh, wasn't it just Friday morning? Wow.
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago? Yeah, absolutely.
But meanwhile, like the conference call I was on yesterday seems like it was like a month ago.
Wow. Yeah, time is weird. Now,
yeah,
I don't know if we figured that out with neuroscience, but I may have to research that and find out. Because if we can change our perception of time. Nah, let's not go there today.
Well, I do know that our, how time is treated is cultural. When we set a meeting for 10 o'clock here in the U.S., the meeting happens at 10 o'clock. If it's 10:05 and that meeting hasn't started yet, we are annoyed.
Yes. Very much so most of the time.
Yeah, if you invite somebody over for dinner at 6 o'clock, if they say, yeah, we'll be there, ish, we'll be a little late, that's fine. But if that a little late is later than like 6:15, 6:20, they better have an excuse. By 6:30, you think you worry that they're dead. And sometimes you have something at 6 o'clock and somebody shows up 3 hours early with wings.
What idiot would do that? Man, you have a long memory.
I do have a long memory. But I had a.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, that was me, the guy who showed up 3 hours early with wings. Yeah.
I had a professor from Rwanda when I was in college, and he said that if dinner is at 6 and you show up at 5:45, that's an insult. But if you show up at 9, you're on time.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
We by 9 o'clock for a 6 o'clock dinner.
Yeah.
Here we'd be calling the cops. We'd have every police force on the eastern seaboard looking out for you.
And then you have those of us who are used to that military precision time,
And with clocks now, we meet at 10:30 on Friday.
Right.
And it can be 10:29 and I still wait that minute to hit the meeting link, because we can do that now.
Oh, that's only because I'm probably going to be late.
So we should talk for a second about bone broth.
Why don't we do that? I hear it's good stuff.
Yeah, so Kettle and Fire was founded by a guy just trying to help his brother heal from an injury. So he created this bone broth, and they liked it. And it turns out that bone broth is really good for helping you get over a cold. It's good for helping you if you're on a fasting diet. It's keto friendly. It's paleo friendly. And I'm going to be honest, I went to the grocery store and bought a couple of boxes of Kettle and Fire so that I could give them a try before we picked them up as a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. Personally, I prefer the beef, and I'd stick a little bit of hot pepper in there. But the chicken is good too. We cooked a little bit in the chicken, but but it's also meant for just drinking. You pour it into a cup, you heat it up.
Do they have recipes?
They do have some recipes, and they got some soups too.
Oh, okay. Let me go look that up.
Yeah, so if you go to kettleandfire.com, use code BetterHumanhood at checkout for 10% off your order. That's kettleandfire, all spelled out, .com, kettleandfire.com, all spelled out. At checkout, use code BetterHumanhood and get 10% off. Is this a good time for the music?
I like that. Yeah, let's dance.
All right. Josh and Kelvin World Domination Podcast, where we talk about better humanhood and teach you how to dominate your world. You ready? Here we go. So it's July.
I've heard stories.
It means that Independence Day is this week, at least here in the U.S. I think in France too, isn't it? Aren't they also July 4th?
I plead the 5th.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna look that up and find out I was wrong. I'm probably gonna look that up and find out I was wrong. Let me type on mic. When is Independence Day in France? July 14th.
Close.
All right. It had a July and a 4 in it. That'd be Bastille Day.
It's close, yes.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, here in the U.S., July 4th. Was that line at the opening when we first heard a voice this episode. It's from the Declaration of Independence. You probably knew that. If not, we gotta deal with our failing public school system.
Well, there are those in the country who might not be familiar with that totally. So
yeah, so let's read that again, shall we? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, just for laughs, let's go back to the original rough draft of the Declaration.
Oh, really? Because I believe y'all have that there in Savannah.
Originally, we might, right? Originally, the line was this: we hold these truths to be sacred and undeniable, that all men are created equal and independent, that from that equal creation they derive right, inherent and unalienable, among which are the preservation of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Wow.
So that was Thomas Jefferson's original, and Ben Franklin made those changes. The big ones being from sacred and undeniable to be self-evident, and from the preservation of life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness to just life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But really, it's not the edit that I was interested in for this episode. It was more the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yep.
And how
are you doing with that, Mr. Shear?
I think it's a thinker. That's what I think. Shall we break it down? Should we
Sure.
Look at what this life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are, and how we go about it?
Let's give that a shot.
So I don't think we probably have to. We probably don't have to define life for people. I mean, one of the things that the founders were interested in is us being alive without worrying that the government's just going to kill us for the sake of killing us. And some trumped up charge. Off with his head, if you will.
Yeah. I think we've probably got people who are questioning the the practice of that these days sometimes with some of the news that comes across.
Yeah, well,
but
particularly, I think we'll talk more about that probably with liberty, right? Because liberty is supposed to be, freedom from organizational oppression, basically, right? Is that how you understand it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Self-governance and all that wonderful stuff.
Yeah, so, more laws, more things that put people in prison. That seems to be less in line with what the founders were interested in. Yeah.
I wonder if we should resurrect some of those guys so they can come back and maybe give us some webinars on what we did to the Constitution and how we need to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, particularly the Bill of Rights there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because they tell me they in a lot of things in the world, it seems like we take what was written in the old days and we kind of retranslate it and update its meaning.
Yeah, and in the days when the Constitution was written,
Uh-huh.
you want to talk about how things advance. Nobody had electricity in their home. Basically, nobody had plumbing in their home. Might have been a couple of experiments. But yeah, there is no running water. There is very little running water. There was no electricity, and now, even in the Civil War, 100 years later, if you could, you had to be able to fire a gun 3 times in a minute to go serve.
Musket loaders.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 times in a minute. So, technology moves so fast these days, whether it's, not just weaponry, but obviously computers. I mean, heck, 20 years ago, very few people had broadband in their house. Now everybody's got it in their pocket.
And how big were the rooms that house the technology that we have in the palm of our hand on a phone today?
Right. Well, we don't know because they didn't have it. Yeah. All they could do was accept cards and maybe, write a little bit of code. I mean, the code for, was it the first Apollo mission that was taller than the woman who wrote it?
Oh wow! Oh my! No, I didn't get that, but that'd be cool. Yeah, but yeah. So times have changed. But all in all, I mean, I did 20 years in the military. I didn't see any combat time personally, although I have friends who did. But I have had an opportunity to go to a number of places around the world, and I still choose U.S. I still choose the U.S. So
yeah, we got things good here, right?
Yeah.
Somebody once said that capitalism is the worst system except all the others.
Yeah. We have opportunity here. And,
and that's the pursuit of happiness, right? Is we got the opportunity to chase our dreams and try to make some money by talking. Isn't that
about bone broth? Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, you're a speaker.
I am.
That's making money talking.
And also as a coach.
Stand-up comedians, they make money talking.
Yeah. And and don't forget the YouTubers. Come on.
Yep. Make money. Well, they got to be pretty though, right?
They got to be what?
They got to be at least a little pretty, right?
No, not all of them. No. I've seen. Well, anyway. So, but there's all kinds of opportunity, and I think we. One of the things that, and I know we can get some argument on opportunity, but you have to study opportunity because it comes in a lot of different forms. You and I do things and we have opportunities, but there are people who see opportunities that we don't see. We just didn't recognize them as an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Right. A lot of it is a mindset kind of thing. And most of the time, once we get that idea, we can pursue it. Some people have pursued some pretty weird stuff and turned it into opportunities and made money with it. So this is really wild. I'm sitting here looking at my phone in the house, and I just got a call from myself on the phone that's ringing to tell me that I have a call. I'm impressed with that. I got some magic going on here. Wow. I'm not going to pick that one up because I don't want to know where I am if I'm not here.
That's a good point.
That was a good one. Oh.
Yeah, I
haven't had that happen in a while.
Hey, and even scams, that's maybe it's not an honest way to make a buck, but
people doing some stuff with that.
Hey, one of the good things about being here is we let you pursue your happiness, and if one of your paths to happiness is trying to screw people over, hey, we let you try.
Till we find out where you are. Work on that. So anyway, yeah, but that pursuit of happiness thing, by and large, I don't know. And I've talked to a lot of people from other countries, and a lot of people come here for the opportunities that we have. And, I still remember when I was in high school, they used to read us the words of off the Statue of Liberty, give us your tired.
Bring us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free.
Yeah. So a lot of people took us up on that. We don't always take us up on that. But that's it. So I still try to use those to the extent that we can do that. So, but we have it, and I don't really want to trade that out. So I think societally we've done okay. I'm still amazed at some of the stuff that happens as fast as it happens. So, hell, I'm gonna stop talking. You turn.
Well, I guess why I think it's important to go back and examine some of these words is to just kind of remember what we were founded on, and are we still living up to those ideals, and are we taking advantage of are we as citizens okay, rewind a little bit. Are we as a nation still living up to those ideals? Are we as individuals utilizing those opportunities? Because one of the things about freedoms, about opportunities, is if you don't use them, you lose them.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, if you're not taking advantage of things, people just take them away when you're not looking.
That's true. And one of the things about success, either or also, is we have the right to pursue it, but it's not automatic. It.
You're not entitled to it.
You're not entitled to it. Yeah, we don't know that it's going to be successful, but you have the right to pursue it to make it work. And when you do that, then you also have the right and or ability to teach others.
Yeah, and
how to do that.
Remember that the phrase isn't pursuit of success; it's pursuit of happiness. And so, we might be equating success with happiness, but it's only one aspect, right? We know that once you got your bills paid, your happiness doesn't significantly increase with income.
Oh, I'm going to test that out. I'm going to do I'm doing my own research program on that.
Yeah. And then, not everybody's chasing a monetary success.
That's correct.
Right. You look at someone like Derek Sivers. Yeah, I know we've probably talked about a lot on the podcast. But, he founded CDBaby kind of by accident. And he built his model on a record store up the street. Yeah, he was looking for a place to sell his CDs online, so he started doing that, and somebody else, one of his friends who's also in a band, said, "Hey, can you sell mine online?" And I said, "Sure." And then other people found out that there was this guy, Derek, in New York, who could sell your CDs online. So they started to ask him, and it's one thing to do that for a friend. It's another thing when strangers start asking you. So he went up the road and said, "Hey, I noticed you sell local band CDs. How do you price them?" He said, "Well, we they can charge whatever they want, and we take $4." So that's what the pricing structure of CDBaby was.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, because you needed a barcode to sell in stores, he would buy a block of barcodes, and people could just buy a barcode from him because he would, whatever the block was,
Mm-hmm.
he could sell a barcode for $25 or something, not terribly expensive. And that's what CDBaby was. And then finally he was just, this isn't what I wanted to do. So he sold CDBaby, and then he gave all that money away.
He did.
From
Created a foundation for artists, musicians.
Yep.
And a really cool thing is, if I remember this story right, was he didn't get the money from that. They put the money from that sale. I think he sold the business first, and then when they sold that, the money from that sale went into this foundation that he had like no control over. So, and I do remember reading a book from him, and they're like, "Why didn't you like take more of that money?" And he said, "Because I had enough." I had enough. I didn't need any more, so I'm helping somebody else out with it. So I don't know if I'll be quite that generous, but I'm still working on it. We'll see. Yeah. When I get there, you remind me of where my roots are, Bubba.
All right. Well, happiness. We do know that happiness sometimes comes from helping others. Yeah,
I enjoy doing that.
Have you ever seen the Dalai Lama speak?
I have. That was amazing. Well, do we still have the same one?
Yeah,
I saw one like 10 years ago, I think.
Yes, same.
Yeah, he was
same one. He has not gone up to be reincarnated.
That man had a laugh.
Yeah, that laugh and that smile.
Yeah. Just infected everything. It was a wonderful just to hear him laugh. Almost as cool as having a baby laugh. Just that kind of energy, that kind of happiness coming from him.
Yeah, and there's a man who can't go home.
Yeah.
So when you talk about pursuit of happiness, you can't do it everywhere. But that man sure is happy.
He is happy. So I guess we end up defining each for ourselves what happiness is going to mean to us.
And then how you pursue that happiness. Whether you do it greedily or generously. Whether you do it trampling on people or lifting them up.
I like to lift up.
Yeah.
I like to lift up. So, yeah. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm all for that. I think we should keep that going.
I think so, too. Yeah, I think this is a short episode, but I think it's a good reminder.
Yes, I do. So, are you happy? I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to our listening audience. How are you pursuing your happiness?
And how are you? Yeah, and are you taking advantage of those liberties in your life that were so important to our founders who escaped their repressive government?
Well,
take a few moments of self-reflection on that one.
I'm reassessing.
especially if you are one of those people who gets to take the 4th off and drink beers and cook meat on the grill while you're doing it, you know?
Yeah. So,
not everybody is afforded such an opportunity, and not every place has safety requirements on their fireworks. So you think about that when your kid doesn't get burned to death. This 4th of July.
There is that, because if it wasn't designed just right, it's just a bomb.
That's right.
So there you go. You got fireworks this week. Are you normally a fireworks person? Do you go out and find those, or you just?
No, I'm pretty sure where we are, we'll be able to see some. Like just we can probably walk out in the street and see it over from the aisle down here. So
actually, from here, because I'm not that far from the park, just a couple of streets over. So chances are, I'm going to be seeing them popping over the trees over here in the park. So. And
I live in unincorporated county, so the rules here are kind of, if your neighbors aren't upset, you can probably do it. So I'm sure there's going to be some backyard stuff going on not too far from here too.
All right.
So everybody, thank you for being here.
Celebrate that day.
Everybody, thank you for being here. kettleandfire.com. Use code BetterHumanhood for 10% off at checkout. jkwdpodcast.com for show notes and all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Show notes and more at jkwdpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends, and we will see you next week. Bye. A Better Humanhood production.